Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Gift of Giving. My name is Stephen Murray, and I'm the host of the program. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, this program focuses on nonprofits, foundations, and 501c3s here in the state of Nevada who are making our world a better and brighter place. This week, we are reaching out to the arts, and I'd like to welcome our guests. We have Walter Nyadlik. He's the president of Las Vegas Little Theater, and Gillian Bray. She's the vice president of Las Vegas Little Theater. So thank you both for taking time out of your schedules and coming and joining us. I know you've got a season coming up starting soon.
Yes.
And so I know how busy you are. So first of all, let's start with you, Walter. What is the history of the organization and when was it founded?
Sure. Thanks for having us on.
You're welcome.
The organization was founded back in the late 70s, about almost 50 years ago now, in a storefront where the Fashion Show Mall now stands. There was a support beam running up the middle of the stage. So any plays they did the set design had to incorporate that pole into their design. It was a very small theater at the time. Then they moved to UNLV. Then they were in the Spring Mountain Library for a while. Then in the complex we're in now, we were just down the street a few doors, and we were there for many years. And now we, in our current location in Chinatown, 15, 17 years, coming up on 20 years in that space. So it was founded by Jack Nicholson and Jack Bell, not Jack Nicholson, the actor, the famous actor. I think he was an actor, but
Yes.
not quite so famous as the one we know. And
Sure.
they just, they started it out of a love of theater. And wanting to bring theater to the Las Vegas Valley, what it was like in the 70s. Not quite as built up as today, I understand. And here we are, thanks to them.
Well, as a song from Stephen Sondheim Foley says, I'm still here.
That's right.
You're still here.
We're still here.
You know what? I think most people would have recognized now we are the entertainment capital of the world. Some people will differ with that, but I think with everything we've got going on, we've got shows, we've got productions, we've got the Firelight Barn, we've got murder mystery things, we've got cabarets, Smith Center. So many community theaters have just gone by the wayside over the years due to what we have going on here. You've been around, you touched on 50-something years or almost 50 years. What do you attribute to your success? Would you like to address that, Gillian?
Sure. Well, one of the things I think is good is our ticket price. We are, things are getting a little unreasonable on the strip, just a little. So we keep it pretty basic. It's a $35 price. We still do pricing for students 18 and younger. And then we do have a 6-show season offer for $204. So it's nice. It gets you guaranteed seats for all 6 shows, gives you a little knock on the price, and lets you exchange tickets during the run of the show, because sometimes it's a big commitment to pick 6 dates and you're ready to all set. And then I think a lot of what brings us people in is the community aspect of it. We get a lot of people that show up for one audition and then still are around years later. They really enjoy what they're doing and we get people that are professional to non-professional all over.
Okay, so you're not a membership company then?
No. We are an open organization. Anybody can come down and audition. Technically, we have a membership in that if you volunteer several times or you're in a show, you get to vote on the board of directors members at the end of the year, at the end of our fiscal year. But we don't. You don't have to join. You don't have to be a member to come and audition. Or to help out or anything. You just need to show up and have a good attitude, willing to be there.
Maybe the only stipulation, sorry to interrupt, is that we are a community theater. So every once in a while, because it's the kind of town where you have the full gamut spectrum of talent. We do every once in a while get union people, and that's the only thing we can't have as the community theater is, professional equity members can't audition for us and stuff, because as a community theater we can't use them, so anything like that.
Oh, so you can't use professional actors at
well
all?
like anyone in the unions, but we do actually get several professionals that are
unfortunately we can't pay what the union would want us to
Yes.
pay
No, I get
that
you.
actor, so that sometimes can be a little bit of a roadblock for folks that might have a union affiliation. But we've had people in the past who work things out. If they can deal with their union, we're happy to have them, because it's always a great opportunity for other folks to work with folks that might have done things professionally as well.
So the actors that appear in your productions, are they looking to get it on their resumes, or are they amateurs and they're just doing this as a hobby and for fun, or both?
We have both.
Yes.
We have folks that they enjoy the social aspect of it. They did a play in high school, or did plays in high school. Some like me and Gillen have pursued it professionally and have settled into this, where we have a great opportunity to do plays we never ever get to do out in the professional world here at Las Vegas Little Theater, and bring our experience to the organization, because that's overall is our mission, is education, educating the community on theater, providing hands-on opportunities for folks in on stage, backstage, front of house, administration, you name it.
It was exciting when we just did Once Upon a Mattress, because we'd have volunteers that were backstage and on stages that have been around for a long time and all that. And then we had several like high school and fresh college students, and they're the ones, they are looking for an experience. Now they can put on their resume, I sang and danced and I did all this, and it helps them as they're starting out. So yeah, you would get like the whole gamut.
Some of that. Perfect. Now you also have, you've got two theaters within your theater.
Yes.
You've got the main stage and the black box theater. Do shows run concurrently there, or?
We stagger them, so we don't have. We found out years ago when we were doing Company and a straight play in the black box that overlapped a couple of days.
A small drama.
Yes, a small quiet drama that you would hear Company and the live orchestra coming right through the wall, and of course the most inopportune moments during the show. So
we learned that lesson.
We learned that we should probably stagger those a little bit, and that way we don't have. Unfortunately, we have a decent dressing room space, but we don't. If we have two big shows going on at the same time, it gets very tight and cozy in there.
So you have your season in the main theater,
which is 150 seats roughly, and that's our bigger space. Yes.
And then the black box theater is
about 45 seats. And since COVID, we've found a lot of places needed rental, so we've been doing a lot more with that. We do produce our new works play in there, and we've done a few things here and there. But it's wonderful. We get to give an opportunity to places that don't have a home.
Yes, and we have a new children's or teen theater program, and they also use that black box space for their productions and classes, and so it's definitely being used.
So you don't let anything go to waste. You squeeze the most out of both of the venues. We're going to take a little sponsorship break. Please stay with us. We're going to stop now and have a sponsorship break. I'd like to thank Pacific Coast Capital, sorry about that, for sponsoring this program. If you've got cash flow problems with your business, please stay tuned to this commercial and they'll help you out.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Welcome back, everyone. And again, thanks to Pacific Coast Capital for sponsoring the show. We wouldn't be anywhere without our sponsors. And I'd like to welcome back Walter and Gillen for being with us from Las Vegas Little Theater today. And now you've got an upcoming season starting very, very shortly. Before we get into the specifics of your season, who actually selects the plays?
Me.
Oh, you do
I
the
do,
entire
yes.
selection?
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
have a committee or?
We did years ago, but I found it started with a lot of people and a lot of plays, and within a few weeks was a lot of plays and very few people. So I work with the directors that we work with on our main stage, and just myself and other suggestions from our patrons, and somehow pull all that together and try to come up with a season that I think will appeal.
Well, they always say if you want to make a decision quickly, have a small committee. If you want to delay it, form a large committee. So
Yes.
by taking the decision on yourself or making the sole project, you probably come up with it pretty quick. But even so, putting together a season that's going to have broad appeal, and you've got to try and come up with something for everyone. There's got to be a musical and a comedy,
Right.
and the chestnut that everybody knows. It's not easy. How difficult do you find it to actually each year come up with something different?
It
Is
seems
it a real challenge,
more and
or?
more difficult every year. We also try to tie it together with a theme, and so trying to fit all those pieces together is difficult. And
he's very good at too, I have to say, is, you know, we're at a place where we have a wonderful audience base that we adore and they're supportive, but we need to get more and different people in. So you'll find he's trying to do classic here and there, and then
Right.
something new, like our second show is a new piece, or you know,
Yes.
things like that that will, you know, start the new people to come in as well as please the people that are here
Yeah.
already.
yes.
Yeah, it's just not easy.
No.
It just isn't. And getting people to commit to saying, well, I want to go and see all of these shows.
Right.
So let's just run through the season
Sure.
briefly that you've got coming up. And let's start with you, Gillian. The first play you've got coming up is a good old classic, Born Yesterday.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. It opens in September, our first show. It is kind of, it is a classic, not kind of, and it's a wonderful comedy. There's a little bit of politics, which Walter thought would be a kind
It's sort of,
timely.
if you really look at it, and you look at the current political landscape of this country, there might be some parallels there
Oh,
in
dear.
the characters a little bit.
There's a dumb blonde that's not so dumb, and there's some political maneuvering and a cast of many. We've got a big old set for that one. It's a lovely big old, I believe it's like a suite in a hotel
Yes,
and all
there you
that kind
go.
of stuff. So it's going to
Cool.
be a lot of fun. They're in rehearsal as we speak, already going for it.
Good. And then you're following that up, and I think this one's very intriguing, The Half-Life of Marie Curie.
Yes, this one is an interesting play. Laura Gunderson, who we've done The Revolutionist by her. It's two women. One of them, Marie Curie, from radium and
Sure.
radiation, and
Yes.
a friend of hers, a British friend of hers, who's very sharp-tongued and witty.
I
And
like it.
Marie Curie's going through a bit of a crisis. Her husband's died. She's in a bit of a lost state, and she meets this friend of hers at a house on the coast, and they kind of discuss their life and problems and men, and it's funny and interesting and touching, and just a real
Smart.
yeah, just very smart, very intelligent piece of theater.
I think that one's very intriguing. And then you're following it up with the classic Annie.
I love it. We had great success this past year with Elf, doing like a family-friendly
Yes.
musical around a Christmas
Yes,
theme,
it
so
was
to speak.
cute.
And one of our board members was excited to take it on, and so we're thrilled to have it. Big cast, we love
Yeah.
that.
Perfect for Christmas.
And
Yes.
yes, musicals are always good at Christmas.
True.
Annie's just one of those harmless family musicals,
Yes.
that anyone can go to.
Mhm.
And I kind of like this one sounds intriguing. Four Old Broads on the High Seas.
Yes, we found that our
Ripcord was such a
patrons.
hit.
Last year we did a show called Ripcord, which featured two older female characters, and our audiences just ate it up. And this was sort of in the same vein. Four older ladies that traveling out on a cruise that turns from a cruise to kind of a murder mystery and some sleuthing and just funny moments, big broad humor, if you'll pardon the pun, and just I think a lot of fun right after Christmas for folks shaking off the holidays. So.
Yes.
Also
Getting
based on
something
a
into
book
New Year.
series. There's The Four Old Broads was
Oh,
a
okay.
novel, and then there's another novel to follow. So I've learned that too. They've
Oh,
got
I'll be darned.
fans.
So you've got built-in audience
I know.
already. And then you've got two classics coming up, Steel Magnolias. So Gillian, tell us a little bit about that. I think
It's
most
favorite of
people know.
mine. Most people know the Dolly Parton movie from back in the day,
course.
or there's been, different versions of them trying to redo the story. But I've always thought it was such a wonderful tale of women and strength and friendship and what that all means. And all I can tell you is the minute we announced it, pretty much every female actress in Las Vegas is, when are those auditions? When is it happening? So that's wonderful too, is you get a wonderful group to choose from because they're so excited to be part of it. It's such a strong story. We've got a director coming back who hasn't been for a few years, so we're glad to have Michael back's doing it. And it's going to be wonderful.
Good. And then the last one to round out the season, the good old Tennessee Williams, the Glass Menagerie, another classic.
I'm a huge Tennessee Williams fan to begin with. So, and it's been a while since we've done a Tennessee Williams, and this seemed to fit real well in with our choice of season, and just one I've always wanted to do, and I think everyone can relate to the show a bit, and the story of Laura and her glass menagerie and what she goes through in that family. So
what's kind of fun too is he does a lot of the Tennessee Williams in the past. He did most of the directing of them, and then we did the Glass Mendacity, which is a funny show we did in the Black Box, and it does all a
parody of every Tennessee Williams possible.
Glass Menagerie or ice. They're ice animals that melt. It was all funny, so it's nice to see you get to do the classic.
It sounds like a very diverse season that you've got coming up. You've got some classics, some music, some comedies. There's definitely something for everybody.
Yeah, we're focusing on strong women characters. If you didn't see that theme throughout, so.
Yeah, actually, I must confess I didn't, but I tend to look
subtle.
Yes, there you go. Yes, it was subtle. I was just looking at the different the classics and the comedies and the variety, and figuring out what a clever season it is that's being put together. So hopefully, now you've already been pushing the season, and how's your subscriber turning out this year so far for this season? Is it you're getting positive response?
Yes, we've renewed almost everyone from last year. There's about a handful, and gladly we've added about 25 new subscribers. So we keep it going even through the first show. So if you were to come to Born yesterday and decide you would like to subscribe for the rest of the season, we'll just take off that ticket price and sell you the 5-show season if as needed and stuff. So because we often get people who come in even for the first show and have never been or didn't know it was here and say, yes, please, we want you to come.
Now you also had a preview of the season.
Yes.
That's something I've never heard anybody actually do before in seasons for theaters. Is there some?
Yeah, we've actually been doing it for many years. A board member came up with the idea years ago. We take cuttings, just a few minutes from each one of the plays and a song from the musical or musicals that we're doing, and we do it usually Reader's Theater style, where they have script in hand. And we'll have a small cast that goes up and reads and gives everybody just a flavor of plays that they may not maybe be familiar with.
And we don't charge. We let people just come in and watch. So it's already happened here, but we do usually have a clip on the website.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can check it out for the upcoming season.
How fun. How fun. We're going to take another sponsorship break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And please listen to this message from Joshua Darden of Lucia Capital Group. He handles 401ks and retirement plans. If you're looking, please listen to his message.
Individual investors use IRAs and trust accounts. Employers use 401ks, 403bs, and corporate accounts. As a full-service financial institution, we at Lucia Capital Group help individuals and families as they work towards achieving their goals, whether it's managing your investments, implementing income and tax strategies, or managing risks towards enjoying a steady cash flow in retirement without the worry of the stock market volatility. Lucia Capital Group has a strategy for you. We also help employers manage employee benefits such as 401ks, 403bs, disability, life insurance, and so much more. Lucia Capital Group has served the Las Vegas area for more than 20 years. You should not let the volatility of the stock market determine your retirement future. I'm Joshua Dowd. Whether you're an individual investor looking to manage your nest egg or an employer looking to offer new benefits or manage an existing plan, we can help. Call me today for your free consultation. 702-508-6421. That's 702-508-6421.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you, Joshua Dowden, for sponsoring this program. It's fully appreciated, and I appreciate all the financial advice you've given me over the years. And welcome back, Gillian and Walter.
Thank you.
And I'd like to talk a little bit now. We started out this program, we said all these venues where you started out and where you've morphed into and where you've landed up. But one of the goals is to secure a permanent theatre.
Yes.
So how long has this been in the works, and where are you at on this project?
As long as I can remember, it's something, a goal that we've worked toward. When we moved into our current space, we actually had explored, there was a building behind the Rio at one time we were looking at that, and they've knocked down and built condos since. But we looked at a couple different buildings, and it just unfortunately was out of our reach, just from a monetary standpoint. To purchase, and we were able to work with our landlord to stay where we were, but expand the space and expand our facilities. But we still would love to get a permanent home where we don't have to spend money. You know, most of our money each month is going toward paying rent. That's the biggest part of our nut every month, to keep the doors open and the lights on. And if we could find a space of our own and know that that's taken care of long term, we can focus on other programs and divert those funds to other things like more productions or bigger production values or more programs to outreach to the community. So we're still looking. We always keep our ear to the ground that some angel will step forward with a building that would be perfect for us, that they maybe want to sell us for $1 or something. I don't know. But we can always hope. And we always keep looking, and we continue our fundraising efforts. COVID, of course, set us back on our heels a bit, as I'm sure it did for most organizations. But we've come out of it in a really strong position. And we've just continued to look for grants and other opportunities to fundraise. And keep looking for the building that's going to be perfect for us, and be that permanent home for Las Vegas Little Theater for the next 50, 100 years.
And I know you joke, but I'll tell you, there was a theater in Fort Lauderdale. They gave a theater to the city, supported them, and they paid $1 a month rent. That's it. It was $1 a month. So it's if we could find that back, oh my gosh, what a relief that would be.
Well, you talk about donations and grants and things. How does the Las Vegas Little Theater get funded, other than season tickets?
Actually, our ticket sales are our main source of funding. We've been very fortunate to have a grant writer on our board that we worked real well as a team. During COVID, we would have these drills and get grants out so we could be the first ones in with it. And but we continue to look for those opportunities. We've got some irons in the fire right now with some different grants. We have been very fortunate that our patrons have been so generous with us over the years. During COVID, we put out the call when we were down to just a couple $1,000s in rent due, and they came through with almost $100,000 in donations for us. So and every once in a while we'll just get that magical donation that we're not expecting. We got a bequeathment some years ago in the $100,000 range, and we've been very blessed that our patrons have been so generous with us.
Do you get anything from the Nevada Arts and Humanities? Do they help?
We do. We used to get grants? A little bit more. Not to point fingers at anyone, but since a certain large organization opened downtown, the qualifications for grants have gone through the roof. Audited financial statements and other things that were never needed in the past, making it a little more difficult for the smaller organizations to stay in that pool of grants. They still will offer some smaller one-off kind of grants here and there, and whenever they're available, we absolutely throw our hats in the ring to get them. But I found over the past 10 years or more, those opportunities that we qualified in the past are no longer available to us.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Now, what about corporations? Do you get any? Have you applied to corporations and
that in this town seems to be
foundations?
very difficult.
Yes.
The money down the strip stays down the strip. They don't want anybody wandering off the strip for their entertainment purposes. And we found the individual donors have, at least for us, been better. We attempt to approach corporations, or occasionally we'll have folks that'll come in and say, "Hey, I have this business and we'd like to help out." But that's, again, it's more almost at a personal level than the large corporate level. But occasionally, once in a great while, we got some money from Target back in the day, and Cirque has helped us out in the past with different things. So it's there. It seems to be not something that we would rely on as a sustainable funding source.
Now, what about fundraisers? Do you have many fundraisers throughout the year, or any fundraisers with?
We do try here that we've done a
auctions or
few
anything like that?
raffles and stuff in the past, or like giveaways or things. Mostly we have a giant bake sale at the holidays. We do. We've been very fortunate the last few years to do very well with it. We run it for a couple weekends during the December show. Otherwise, we don't run a lot of fundraising events.
Our
it's
fundraising is
private.
usually more direct appeal to patrons. We pass the hat after we bring the casts out after every show. Allow the audience to meet and greet, take pictures, and pass the hat. That's one of our fundraising methods. And just direct financial appeals with our subscription drive. And when we have something specific, we appeal for that specifically.
And if memory serves correctly, I tended to show in December, and I like the idea you had a Christmas tree there, and you had little things on where people could take off, and it was you wanted a $25 gift certificate to Office Depot, or $50 here, or there were little things where people could pick off according to their budget, and then go. And I thought that was a novel concept.
It does actually work.
Funds.
We had people too that they wanted, they didn't know, could they go from $20 to whatever. We had our sign out, the Las Vegas Little Theater sign burned out very badly a few years ago. And we put that on the tree, and actually someone took that and bought the new sign.
We try to look at, we try to look at specific things as opposed to just, while we're welcome a blank or a check, we'd say, we need $500 for costumes for this specific show. You can donate $500. We can do, $100 from 5 people. We can break that up however we want. Props, scripts, office supplies, lumber, Home Depot gift cards. And that giving tree really seemed to work out, because people could go and just, they could at their leisure kind of look at it at intermission, pick something off the tree. And then we had some people just come in and hand us Home Depot gift cards instead of giving us the money for it. So we find if you say something specific, that they feel that they're giving something specific back.
I think once you, as you said, specify that you're going to use this money for this specifically, people are more inclined, as opposed to just they don't know if it's going into
Plus, if you can see your name in the program and say costumes by Gillen, or costumes graciously donated by Gillen Bray, you can, when you come to see the show, pay for those costumes.
And that's one thing too, I think too, is they see that money on, like our last show with Mattress, we got so many conflicts about the production value, about the costuming, about all that stuff. And so they see the money. It's not like it's disappearing somewhere. They're seeing it, out on stage and all that stuff.
It's amazing. Well, it's not amazing that you guys have been around as long as you have.
Thanks.
It's a tribute, really, to you being here almost 50 years with all the competition you have, not just on the strip. There's stuff going on all around Las Vegas and the Vegas Valley, and it's just still there on a 150-seat theater. Amazing.
It amazes us sometimes.
Thank you both for being on this program, taking time out, especially as you're you're just a few days away now before opening night of your brand new season, and I wish you every success with the brand new season.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
I hope some of you viewers out there, all you theatre-minded individuals, please share this interview with other theatre interviews of like minds, and come and visit this wonderful, amazing theatre that's been here almost 50 years. So, apart from my guests, thanking my guests, I'd like to thank the show's producer, John Stars, and station owner for allowing me to host this program. I'd certainly like to thank our sponsors, Joshua Down from Lucia Capital Group, Pacific Coast Capital, and my business partner, Ralph Champion, whose message you'll hear right at the end of this program. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me at stephen@thegiftofgiving.vegas. And finally, certainly I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for tuning into this program. Hope you find it fun, educational, and informative. As I said, please share with anyone who might appreciate theatre. I hope you will join us again next week. In the meantime, please stay safe, be kind to one another, and have a fantastic week. Goodbye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDB-TV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.